everyone, and welcome back to this third episode of Kings Bay City. Welcome back, and today we are having a nice long episode, I think, because there is enough to do today. Um, we've been waiting to redo this industrial area for quite some time now, but I think we do have to wait a little bit longer because our demand for residential is quite high. And I think it is very wise of us for us to fulfill that demand a little bit and go and place some residential zoning down um, before we focus on this industrial area. It has a second benefit as well because I think it is nice to get to our next milestone uh, while we are building the next sections of this city, because after that we can unlock our trams. So for today, let's start with placing down some industrial, excuse me, of course, some residential zoning, and later in this episode we are definitely going to redo this industrial zone. Um, of course, we do have a nice beachfront right here. This is a pretty nice place where we can make a little suburb, I guess, down the beach. And of course, we can detail that pretty nicely, or we can place down some piers, maybe some nice beach assets. So let's start with that today. What I did have in mind is a small neighborhood with some nice houses, a sort of a gated community kind of vibe I would like to have in this place. So what I do like to do is start off with a small road out of this avenue, and we can start building out of sort of the frontage road. I'm not sure if that's the right English term for it, but let's call it that for now. Yeah, just want to place down the road a little off of this avenue, continue along this avenue, of course, and try to follow it as much or as well as we can. And let's make sure to follow it all the way up until this point and make a turn right back into the end of the avenue. I think, yeah, we will make sure this is down a little bit so the slope isn't too steep. We're going to extend this road, probably not in avenue, but probably a smaller road in the future. We're not going to do that today. For now, let's just remove the trees. I redid my settings of the tree anarchy because it seemed like some of the trees were missing or deleted because I had to delete under assets and roads. Upon loading, when tree anarchy is off, it deletes those trees as well. And let's see if I can get this UI back here. It's messed up. Okay, that's all right. And what I do like to do here is place some of those smaller alley roads as well, going up to the sea. And I think I want this one going a little bit over here. And we'll have some roads towards the sea. We can build some nice houses off of these roads. And I'm gonna place down the houses by hand at this point, because I do think that it looks a little bit better. What I do like here as well, before I forget, is place down a small park area, because I do want to place down some park assets too. I can extend this park area a little further. I'm not going to make this Oriental City Park area too big because we do need some other parks as well. We can play around with some policies within the parks too. I'm going to remove those trees for now. I'll obviously place down new trees once we are done. Yeah, I have those big suburb homes. I do like those in this area right here. And I'm just going to place some of them down and see how they look. I'm just placing them down right now, and I'll be making sure that this neighborhood has a big vibe of nice houses, what you would expect of a beachfront property in the suburbs. I think it will be great to have some smaller houses here as well, because not everyone has a big mansion. See, these assets are quite big, quite nice, and we have a lot of them. And I think this is it for now. Yeah, it looks good. Let's see if we can just reset that orientation a little bit, because we would do like to have a little bit of an extended backyard for those people, maybe. And what I do like to have is a big park in this area, although I'm not sure if that is a wise thing. I think, oh, there we have it, reached the boomtown. So yeah, in the next phases of this episode, we can start building the industry and maybe place down the tram, but I think that takes a little bit more time, so we have to do that in the next episode. But I was thinking about the tram line and how I do want to place it alongside this this coastline here, so we've left some space right here for that. But I do think we can place it or replace this road here, so I do think placing a little park down here again is fine. So I will do that later. Let's extend this park area a bit too, so we can see where we will place down that park. Yeah, the houses do look a little bit cramped up, so let's change this around a little bit. I do not mind that part poking up right there, but let's see. You can just change it a little bit, give them a little bit more space here. And yeah, it's just eyeballing it a little bit. There's no need to take a lot of time adjusting these buildings right here, because it kind of looks good already. And this one will be placed down here. So that looks good. It is a small community. Like I said, we will make sure this has a little bit of a sort of gated community idea. I'm just going to remove those traffic lights, because there's no need for those right here. And gated community does come with a nice fence, of course. I'm going to fence it off with the network fence. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea to just place a suburban fence alongside of this road. I do like this sort of new feature where we can upgrade the roads with these fences, and I'll place them alongside of the road right here and right here as well, not all the way down, because I do want to place down an entry to the park we're going to build here. And I'm going to stop here, and I will toggle off my snapping. I do want this to connect right over here, and I do think it is good to place down an entry right here to have some paths. close this up. Let's key that in. And let's do that over there as well. I don't want to be too nitpicky, but I do like those fences to line up. And I think I saw we have some power issues as well, so I'm just going to pause the game while I'm doing this because yeah, I want to finish this up a little bit before I place down an emergency power plant, which is a quick fix for something we will have to do in the episode where we are going to place down the trams as well. I think it will be great to build a small custom sort of power plant as well. For the time being, I do want my power to keep the city afloat. So how is my garbage processing? I think that's a good thing to look at. Yeah, I think yeah, we do not have the incineration plants yet, but since I did check it, I think it is a good idea to just place one of those down too. And of course, advanced full power plant. Yeah, I'll just place one down here. Like I said, when we are going to redo the industry area, I will be moving those again, but that's not a big deal. For the rest, this is, like I said, going to be a small area. I will be placing down some trees, some paths, and I am thinking about what I'm going to do here. What I do like to do is place down some props. For example, the security booth kind of things. Let's see, I think this one fits in nicely. So people coming in can just drive in. But this one has the barriers on both sides, it seems. Yeah, I guess it is. It is fine. No, that doesn't look really right, does it? Just remove that one and I'll just place down one of those. Because I do not have roads on both sides, it's, yeah, it's poking through the gate. It doesn't look right to me. I'm usually not that nitpicky, but it does have to look good. Of course, this is going to be a road where some traffic is going to be, not a lot, because we're just going to open up this area here with the secondary option, just with the highways there too. But I do like to place down some trees alongside of this road. I'm just going to plop some of those live oaks right here, and I'll be placing down some more trees, and I do like these as a sort of a natural barrier between the houses and the road. And of course, should we place something down, see how it looks? Yeah, that looks fine to me. And trees always grow in pairs, so place them side by side so they don't feel lonely. And we can place down some chestnuts as well. I like those too. So we have a nice dense tree line between the houses. And of course, let's finish those off with a little bit of hedges. And I do like to place them down manually, but of course can use the brush tool or the line tool for this, but this works as well for me. And there we go. No, I do want one of those big ones in here as well. Yeah, like so. And a little bit of hedges again. Usually I do like to use a time lapse when detailing, but this is such a small area and we do have a lot of time left. I hope in this episode, like I said, this is going to be maybe a little bit longer. And there we have our nice tree line. Of course, this one deserves some privacy as well, but a little less. So there we go. Yeah, I have extended the park here as well, so I can place down some paths. What I do like to do is finish up this fence first. I did not finish up this fenced area, and I think I'll just run it through to the coastline here. Yeah, that is fine. What I do want to do is build a small park here for our people to walk in and to play in. I do think it is to have one of those pre-built parks, and I'll place down some of my favorite playgrounds as well, of course. You know which ones I mean. Let's see which one we can place down here. Park with trees. Guess that one looks okay. Does it? Not really. Let's see which ones we have. Maybe let's just find it. Yeah, this one looks nice. I think we can place a couple of them. It doesn't need road access, it says. Let's see if this helps. It does, which is great. And of course we can connect these up right here as well. And we're going to connect it behind the houses too. There we go. And let's see if we can make sure that those people have some road access here too. Looks fine by me. Let's see what we can place down right here. Do we have some lighthouse assets? Yes, we do. It doesn't really make sense to put it down here, but it is a quite nice asset, isn't it? Let's just leave it for here for now. Yeah, it does look nice like this. Yeah, what I do want to do is make sure we have some paths along the coast. If that isn't too much of a privacy infringement, I think we can manage like so. Yeah, I'm not going to do it in front of this one. And there we go. Just connect these roads with some paths. Like I said, I do like those tiny playgrounds, and they look quite nice placed down along these paths. And of course, we'll be detailing it up a little bit as well. But let's place down a couple of those so the kids in the neighborhood can play. What I do like to do is place down some entertainment for those people here as well. And there we have a small sidewalk cafe, which we've placed down in the park across the road also. So I think they look quite nice, and do what I want. Yes, please. And of course, I'm going to redo these with a gravel path, of course, because otherwise it doesn't look right. It says it doesn't have any road access, and I think that is because it needs to be connected somehow. There we go. Just lays down a path through the entire thing, and that works quite well. Of course, I want to place down some bushes. Come on. Let's place those down. And I think I'm going to turn off anarchy because I don't want them popping through. But they still do. Okay. Just touch it up a little bit and make sure we have some bushes all around, some greenery, and not on the shoreline. That doesn't really make sense. What I do want to do is place down a pier. I think that does make sense as well. And I think I have a network pier path. And I haven't used this before, but I'm curious. Pardon my English. And it's going up, but we'll fix that. It's quite the pier. Let's make sure we have all the nodes selected here. Seems my computer isn't working with me today. Doesn't really feel like doing it. All right. And make this one a little bit weird, but that's fine. Let's see if we can touch that up a little bit. Yeah, that doesn't really look like it's connecting quite right. Let's see if we can lower it. No, it doesn't really. It's be lowered. See if this helps. No. This seems to work a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. I'll take it. And we have the ploppable pier as well. And I think the pier gazebo looks pretty nice. Distance is too short. Yeah, that's fine. Let's extend the park area here too. And we can place down this gazebo. Which looks awesome, actually. Let's make sure it is properly aligned because this doesn't look right. There we go. That looks amazing. There's only 2 benches. I might get back here and redo that, place down some props too. What I do like to do is this shoreline doesn't really look inviting to go and swim, so let's make it even less inviting and place down some, not some rotables, but some rocks. And those ones are quite large. No, I don't like those. Yeah, classic breakwater rocks. No, not the ones I'm looking for. So let me look them up. 1 second. Yeah, I think these were the rocks I was looking for. They look incredible. And I'll place those along the shoreline to make swimming even less inviting. but it does give this shoreline a nice look. And it really does fit here, I think. And hence they place down the lighthouse here too, which does make sense, right? I'm not sure how far I'll be placing down those rocks, so let's hold off for now. Make sure we do have a little bit more densely placed. There we go. I think great place to stop is this big boulder right here, and there starts the nice beach, and I think that is a great way to end it at this place too. That does not look good. That looks way too big. Let's see if we can find something a little bit more fitting here. I do think this works quite well. And I do have one more rock in mind, and I think it's all the way back at the beginning again. Yeah, one of those look a little bit too much. I guess. Let's see. Doesn't look too bad, does it? Okay, so we do have some bushes, I think, to place down here as well. Let's see if we can use the force brush. Place some bushes along those rocks. Some more vegetation does look quite alright, I guess. Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, I am quite happy with this result. Yeah, let me place down some more trees and some more foliage, and I'll be right back. So there we have it, a small green neighborhood with loads of trees, and I do like the way it turned out. Just placing down some more oaks for this green belt, and yeah, I think I would love to live here in this small green oasis alongside of the yeah, not the beach, but this rocky bay. And I do think this looks kind of nice too, with the vegetation between the rocks, the bushes here and there. Yeah, sort of wildlife. wild idea. In the meantime, I see we do have a lot of sick or dead citizens. Let me see how death care is. Yeah, we do have some deceased people, and we do not have a cemetery yet. Talking about that, this does seem like the perfect spot for a cemetery, doesn't it? Not sure if we can fit one in right here, and I think this is going to fit quite well. We'll have the tram come out of here, go straight on, and I'll have a small road going just beneath our newly made neighborhood, just alongside of this fence right here. And of course, let's place down a cemetery. Oh, that's a little bit larger than I had in mind, or than I remembered. That is okay. I'll just want to remove those trees a little bit, so it does have some space. There we go. And I do think it looks quite well here too. I do want to have this removed and go. Yeah, so that is quite nice, and we'll place down some trees after we have our tram line. Yeah. So I think the next part is redoing our industrial area right there. Okay, so here we are at our industry area. What I want to do here is create a small agricultural industry area. And what I first need to do is replace or move my power plants and my garbage disposal plants, or my recycling centers. It's what they're called, I guess. I'll be placing them right here. I'll just pay the relocation costs. Not going to cheese it with the move it mod. That's just how it works. It's no problem to just pay a little bit of extra cash for that. And yeah, well, I'm gonna pause the game or keep the game paused anyway, so that doesn't really matter that there is that it's placed on the avenue right there. All right, so what I want to do first is delete all those buildings. That's a little bit faster. And delete these roads as well. And then let's have a look at our natural resources and see what is going on right there. Yeah, I'll just place that road back in afterwards. So let's see. What I do have is a little bit of fertile land here, some trees. I'm going to remove the trees and place in some fertile land with the ground resources tool. It is good to know that if you use the log forestry, removing those trees does not affect the resource placement, so there will be a green spot right here where you can still put down tree farms, etc. But it is impossible to place down the fertile lands afterwards. So if we remove the trees right now, you see the forest natural resource disappears as well. If you have the log forestry on, that stays, and we don't want to have that over there because I do want to have that only the fertile lands. What I do think is a little bit of strange in this map is that he plays down all the ore underneath the roads. I guess it's some sort of maybe an idea to reinforce the grounds under the roads, some sort of thing like that. Let's just place down some more of these fertile lands. That should do it. Yeah, what I do want is to create an industry area or for a farmlands area, which can be integrated within the city. So I think we'll place some farmlands right here and make sure we have some room for extra housing opposite of the industry area. And let's use the irregular 2-lane roads for this. And I think it is good to extend the avenue we've built right here, and let's hope it holds up in the future, because I don't want to build something else, a roundabout or something like that over there. That would just mess up the nice build we've got going right there. So first things first, let's start with a little bit of road layout. I'm going to place down some assets first, and then obviously we will be going for some detailing. I do like to have the gravel roads within the industry area here. They just look good to me in this farmland area. I would like them to be placed alongside the highway here, and I would have some wheat fields around the highway, and perhaps some fruits right here, so we can maybe make sort of a fruit park, an orange park, I guess. And let's flatten out this terrain. No, let's not flatten out the terrain. Let's first make sure we have our roads at the right height. I think let's have it like that. And let's get back to our level terrain tool and make sure that is leveled out. Do want to have a little bit of, let's do this and even it out a little bit, like so. We don't have a lot of cash, so we will be placing down some small assets first. Obviously we're going to allow the industry area to evolve and grow, as you are accustomed right now by the parks and all the things we have built here. We're just going to follow the regular milestones, so I won't be placing down assets. I don't think I have that enabled anyways. So this is quite a large area for what we're going to build. I'm just going to extend it a little bit further. We probably will be using some of the industrial specializations from the regular industrial zones as well, not only from the farming industry tab. And I think I will be placing or plotting those down during this. Okay, so obviously we're going to start off with a nice farmhouse, and like I said, up against the highway I do want to have some regular farms. I don't like the greenhouses here. I do want to have the wheat farms. The wheat farms don't adjust to the, or they do adjust to the terrain, which is quite nice. So it's going up a little bit, and the greenhouse forces the terrain down, which we do not want at this place. Let's place down some more. Gotta watch that cache a little bit. So this looks good for now. Let's make them all wheat. And what I do want is to have some paths in between those areas. I'll just place those down right now as well. And let's see, works. Let's put them up until the highway, and of course later on we'll be fencing off the highway from the industry area, because we don't want people to be able to walk up until the or cross the highway from here. So yeah, that's step one for our wheat production, I guess, so to say. What I do want to do is place down some, like I said, some oranges, some fruit fields, maybe around here, or maybe a little bit more down here. And let's see if we can place them a little bit around here, so we can make a little park out of it. And I have a nice idea of how I want to do that. Well, not entirely, I am kind of improvising here as well, but I hope you'll forgive me. So I do want this road to follow it along a little bit. It might be nice to follow this curvature a little bit, so we have this kind of shape going in this part of the city. Of course, I do want to have this attached a little bit neater, like this. And that's good enough, so it follows along nicely right there. Let's delete those trees, so we have a little place and spot to build. For now, let's see, we have to extend the industry area a little further, and we're just going to remove it here and build it a little further over here, like so. And I'm just going to plop down some of those in small fruit fields and a little bit spaced apart, so those are not in the industry area. That's fine. And this is a greenhouse again, and I'll just place it down here. And perhaps we're going to be placing down some apples as well. And I'm just, oh, wrong one, my bad. Just eyeballing it here a little bit. And of course, some apples on the other side. So they look pretty nice. And what I do want is to make sure that this is a nice walkable part of the estate, or let's call it like that, and make a sort of park, a fruit park area, where we have some extra fruit trees growing along the paths. And yeah, I think we have to start detailing it afterwards. Of course, we do need some animal pastures as well, and I think I'll be placing those down right, yeah, right down here, so you'll come off the highway and see some animal pastures. Looking nice. All right. And like I said, we do have to watch our money a little bit. Yeah, let's reposition this one a little bit. Like so, and place one on this side. And I think we have enough animal pastures here as well. I'm leaving some space in between just to be able to detail it a little bit afterwards. Like I said, a small park area here, but we don't want to forget that there is also some processing that needs to be done. Like I said, I do want to use some of the regular zonable industrial buildings, which I'll be placing down or plopping down. I'm not quite sure yet how we are going to fit those in. Let's extend this avenue first. And I think that will be an avenue that will go sort of right here, follow along the highway a little bit, and maybe later end up going past this train line and connecting up there. But for now, we'll just pull it out like so, and make sure that our citizens can drive to the farm fields in a couple different ways. Like I said, we also want to place down some processing buildings. I think I do want to have those around here in this area. It's a little bit close to the other junction, so let's make sure we give them some space, and we'll be placing those down as well. They do need to be in an industrial area, I guess. Doesn't really matter because I'll be plopping them down. Let's see. Yeah, it seems I do have to place those inside of a new district. I'm not sure if it's entirely necessary. I don't think it is, because plopping those down, you can disable them getting deleted or for any reason. Let's see, we do have some processing buildings. This looks like a big futuristic juice press. Well, okay, I'll take it. And of course, we have some different buildings. I'll just plop some down and we'll see if we can or need to redo them in a little while. Smaller processing buildings. Yeah. The only downside of having these, yeah, those aren't good. I think those don't look that nice. Yeah, what I wanted to say is there is a little bit of a downside of having all of these kinds of processing buildings, and we've just deleted a lot of industry area, and they only provide uneducated jobs. So I will be placing down some commercial here as well. Think a little bit of the Green Cities DLC commercial. So we have a little area where people can buy their local foods and stuff, and it integrates well, hopefully, with this environment. Yeah, this doesn't really bother me if there's a connection here as well. Let's just do it. And I'll be placing down some more commercial right here. Like I said, I do want to have a little bit of a farmer's market idea, or some place where you can just get your... Yeah, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? So I'll be placing down some of those, and I might need to extend the roads a little bit. I'll be adjusting those anyways and making sure they do fit. Let's extend the road right here, and let's still snap it, but let's make sure that we have enough roads available to place down these extra buildings. There's also some nice assets. Let's see. It's not really what I was going for, but I'm not sure what we're working with. I haven't seen a of these buildings in a long time. So let's see what we have. That one does look nice, and this one is yeah, those are the chargers, or how do you call them? The EV charging stations. They don't fit in quite well right here. Yeah, that's a car dealership. I don't want those in here as well. And this one look fine by me. A little bit on the long end. And some of these stalls, yeah, they're a little bit too small, but maybe we can just combine them a little bit and see what we have. Yeah, they look nice too. Perhaps more combined back to back, and we'll run a road through those as well. Yeah, I think we are going to have to pick some of the buildings we do like. I do like this one. Soy and lentils, obviously. Public market. Looks good, looks good. And more of a brick building. Let's see if we can work with this. Yeah, I'm going to make sure it is going to look nice. I'll just make sure those buildings fit together. Place a little bit of a detailing, and I'll be right back after that. So I have detailed around this area a little bit. This is, as you can see, the processing area for the agricultural industry area. We just placed down the buildings. I fenced it up a little bit and placed down some props. Also, I fenced it in to create sort of a combined piece of industry right here with the people who worked at the old industry area are leaving. And I've placed down some parking booths to mimic a security gate or something, because yeah, this is one company, and yeah, there are fences in between all the different buildings. Unfortunately, we ran out of money, so I think it is time to leave the game rolling a little bit and see how it develops. It doesn't seem like we have a lot of industrial demand at the moment. That is nice, so we did not affect the simulation too much. And yeah, I think I'll be going for the detailing of this commercial area, small commercial area. I think we're going to concentrate that around this area right here and make sure that everything that is being produced here can be sold right outside of the gates on the small markets. It is getting quite busy here already, so that is nice. Yeah, and I'll see you after that. Yeah, so this is future me. I think I promised we would start detailing or doing this small commercial area, but plans have changed. I see that I've filmed about 1.5 hours, so and we're already like 45-50 minutes into this episode, so I am just going to call this a day. And yeah, in the next episode we will continue with this area, and since I already know what I have filmed, I'm going to promise you it will be good. It's going to be a big overhaul, so we are going to redo all of this commercial area right outside of this small industrial area. And yeah, thank you for your for your patience and of course for your attention. And I'll see you in the next episode.